One ordinary morning, a boy named Eli woke up in a bed far too big for him, in a room filled with golden curtains, jeweled swords and servants calling him Your Majesty. But the strangest part wasn't the crown on his head or the dragon-shaped throne in the hall. It was the fact that when he looked in the mirror, he was an old man. His hands wrinkled, his beard snowy white, and yet deep inside he still felt like a kid, confused, curious, and absolutely unready to rule anything, let alone an entire kingdom. But somehow the royal advisors insisted that he had always been the king, and they handed him a list of royal decisions to make. Taxes, treaties, and tower repairs. But Eli didn't understand any of it, so he made mistakes, lots of them, and the next day something incredible happened. He was younger, not a lot, just enough to see the lines on his face fade and his back stand straighter, and day by day this continued. Every morning he woke up a bit younger, a bit less wise looking, but more every dread bore himself. At first he thought it was magic, a dream, but then he realized his life as king was moving backwards, and for every decision he made as an older king, he now had to face the consequences as a younger version of himself. And the choices didn't go away if he signed a silly law as an old man. It was the young boy who had to face the angry townspeople or clean up the mess. Eli started to think harder before ruling, to listen more, to care deeper. He learned that being king wasn't about power, it was about timing and trust, and every moment mattered. He built schools because he realized how precious learning was. Planted trees he knew he'd never see grow, and wrote letters to his younger self, knowing they'd vanish with time, but still matter somehow. By the time he was a teenager in the castle, the kingdom had changed, happier, kinder, filled with art, laughter, and clever inventions from kids like him who were suddenly heard and seen. And as he grew younger, he let others make more decisions, teaching instead of ruling, guiding instead of ordering. And finally, on the very last day, when Eli was just a small boy in royal pajamas, he stood on the castle balcony, looked out over a kingdom blooming with stories and songs, and whispered, "This is what being a king really means." The next morning he woke up in his regular bed, as his regular age, in his regular home, and no one remembered the kingdom, not even him fully. But sometimes when he closed his eyes, he remembered what it felt like to be wise and tired and kind and strong all at once. And he knew that time didn't always move forward. Sometimes it bends just enough to teach us how to lead.